Hello, everyone, and welcome to this very special episode of the Inforunners. And today, something very interesting happened. We got some images that came across our desk and kind of piqued our interest here. And I'm just going to preface this with everything that we're going to say pretty much in this episode is speculation based off of things that we've heard, seen. And this is like official stuff like from CIG and other theories by the community. So just take that with a grain of salt. So what came across our desk?
Well, first off, I'm Execute. This is Dyson, who's such a polite bastard.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Rambling on.
Yeah, so, basically we've had some images sent to us by someone in the community, and they appear to be of more images of the ship that was leaked, or not leaked, but shown off at ATV 11 months ago or so. And then a few months later there was some other images, and we'll go through those as well before we get onto the new ones. And we'll show you how you can connect the dots between the old ones and the new as well. And they just show up some more of this ship, and makes me wonder, is it for Squadron 42, or is this for a ship that's for an upcoming sale? It really is kind of fun to speculate. So this is just a fun speculation episode. Yep. I'm not going to say what this ship is, or is it going to be for sale or anything like that. But yeah, we'll just something cool to look at, basically, that no one else has shown off. So, we'll show it off, and hopefully some other people in the community start talking about it.
I will mention that one of the images after these came across our desk, I was just looking around, seeing if I could find them anywhere else, and one place had one of the images. So some of these other images are, well, as far as we can tell, haven't been released yet.
Yeah. And I don't know, should we release these images? I don't know if we should. I don't know, we'll find out. We'll see what happens after the show. You'll either see them or you won't, but we'll see what happens.
Yep.
Alright, so I've got them open here in my browser, so I'm just going to make sure they're queued up to the right place, and then I'll switch this over. Here we go. So this is the original stuff that was shown off in ATV. And obviously this was a screen grab, so this was actually animated in the ATV episode. But yeah, this just kind of shows off one of the control panels. It's pretty interesting. And then we had this of the corridors. The other thing I'll say that's quite clear, and you can tell between these two images until the ones we're about to show you, is these are all lit correctly and proper lighting, where a lot of the ones we can tell are done in the editor and they're not lit correctly. So here are some of the ones from when they were leaked. When were these leaked?
Last fall. Last fall, a whole bunch of images went out. Everyone was speculating Xi'an cargo ship.
September?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sorry. We don't call it fall in the rest of the world. We use proper English and call it autumn, but that's totally fine. Burn! Anyway, so there's a few here. So this one here, we'll talk about some of this stuff in a minute because I've got some other ones to show off, but I just want to go through these old ones real quick. So do you reckon this is the front or the back?
That's the back, I think. Cause
you reckon these are engines? Yeah. This is the other interesting thing. These look like cargo containers to me. It almost looks like it's in some kind of crash state too. Makes me wonder if this ship has actually crashed somewhere and it's some kind of mission in Squadron 42 to possibly recover it. I'll wait and see, but that
would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, so maybe it is not really a ship in the game. Maybe it's a crash ship somewhere. Maybe it's a derelict or something like that. And
almost seems too large. Like a ship like this with the alien tax would probably make the Javelin look cheap.
Yeah. It'd also explain though why some of the corridors and that have been done, because you'll probably go inside it to recover something from it, or something of that nature. So yeah, maybe it is just a cargo ship. Maybe you'll see a full-on version of it down the line in the PU. Maybe we won't. We don't know.
Look down below though. That's the important thing. When you look down at that crash state.
In a second. Hold on. I've still got one more image. So there's this one here, which showed off the corridors and stuff. And I think this is very early work in progress, because as you'll see of the other ones, as we go forward, they look like they're more finished, and it's the same again for this one here. This looks like really rough state for me, and yeah. So now talk about the thing you want to talk about.
Yes. I got a little ahead of things here.
That's fine.
So if you look down at the very bottom of the ship, you see this rough state, and if you're able to zoom in on this image, if you actually find it and zoom in, you can, and you look down there at the very bottom, you can see this interesting like lattice of either damage or some sort of dock or something down there.
Actually, you can see those cargo containers floating too. I think that leans credence to it's a cargo ship and possibly a thing in Squadron 42. Interesting.
But if you go to the next image,
Yep.
right there, this is really what piques my interest.
Yeah. So this is the first. This is the first leaked image that we've got, and this is also the image that we saw pop up on another website in the last 12 hours. I think this has popped up somewhere. But everything else that we show after this one will be new. So yeah.
Or at least as far as we can tell now.
Yep.
So if you scroll down in this, it's like it is just really cool. It's like they have like gravlevs like holding the cargo containers in. Either they're held in and those are cargo containers on the wall, or it sucks cargo up and holds it.
Yeah, there's so many things it could be, because you've obviously on the bottom left there and on the top right you've kind of got like box cargo containers, but then you look at the other stuff and it looks like it's some kind of almost like a conveyor belt that goes round and round that could possibly pull the cargo up like a anti-grav. It's some kind of lift or crane that spirals around. It's interesting. It's definitely going to be something unique, I think, once we see it, especially if it's moving. That's what I look at when I see it. I think it's some kind of broken elevator. Like, see how all that stuff's fallen on the floor or on the ground below it? That makes me think that something's blown out from this ship and it's actually a lot taller than it actually is. So I think it's... the more I look at it, the more I think this is a set piece for Squadron 42.
Could you scroll up? Because if you look at
Do you mean zoom in or scroll up?
Zoom in and scroll up and to the other corner.
Yep.
There. You can see like railings, so I'm almost wondering if that's like access to it, because if you look at both of them, that looks like some sort of railing where you can walk.
You thinking this is some kind of Xi'an hotel and this is the balcony?
I'm actually thinking that's like access maybe to the cargo or whatever it is. It just seems like that, or it could even be a hangar bay, because their ships fold very in a weird compact way.
Like they do. All right, should we move on to the next one?
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going... Yeah, so you wanted to talk about something here on this one, so I brought that one back up.
Yes, I very specifically was looking at this, and if you look at the engine, the shape, and the two pieces above, and then you go to this next image, you can kind of tell, even with the glitch, yes, the guy's head is up the nose, you can see the oval shape of that engine, and you can see where
I can see that,
the panels go out, and this just kind of, to me, when I saw this image...
You can even see the arm, if you have a look. You can see here, the arm. And it's got, I can see that. So that person is somewhere in here. No, yeah, it makes sense.
I love this image because that image kind of just helps show scale, and also helps brings a little bit more validity that all of these images are linked in some way, shape, or form, and aren't just...
It also shows that if you don't shave your nose hair, it can lead to some serious issues. Anyway... all right, moving on, because this is probably the most glitchy of the images we're going to look at. Actually, no, there's one other glitchy one too, isn't there? So if we go back to this other corridor, and you're going to talk about this one because it retains to the next image, and you think they line up, I'm assuming.
Well, it either lines up or it shows an interesting design tick of the Xi'an ships. They seem to like these really long corridors. Because if you look at this long corridor... something at the end, like some sort of table or something. Yep. Now, if you go to the next image, long corridor looks like some sort of control room. Almost makes me think of X-Men and Cerebro.
And these do look like chair. It looks like there's a chair there and there's some heads. But this is probably the least detailed image we've got here. This is the worst one. Everyone's going to be like, what are these images? They're terrible. But the next couple, I guarantee you, will change your tune on that. So let's move on to those. And this is the first one we've got that we actually end up using as the background today. And I'm pretty sure that this is some kind of console and an engine. I don't know about you, but that's what I think. I think this is a similar console to this one back here. if not exactly the same, potentially.
I actually disagree. I actually think it's I think this is like a giant engine core,
Mm-hmm.
and if you scroll in on that like little floating device,
The one that looks like an Avenger.
yes,
It really
it
does look
almost
like an Avenger, doesn't it? Can't
it
you
almost
see?
looks like
But can't you
there's
see
some
that little?
chair.
Can't you see that little orangey hexagon thing there?
Yeah,
Hexagon. It's the same shape.
yeah, but it just seems larger. Like if you look
Yeah,
at
but it could
like
be.
the
It could be. It
wires.
could be lit different. I don't know. We won't tell, will we? Until we can see it in game. So, but I think they're the same. I look the same to me. Same curves and the angles and stuff like that. When you go back here, it's very similar.
It could be.
It could be.
I got my head up that was like some sort of massive engine core.
You were just thinking it was some kind of massage chair or something. Anyway. All right. And then next one along is, now we've got a couple of corridor shots. In fact, these two shots here that we'll talk about, I'm pretty sure that this is the same door, and it's just either side of it. See that same door?
Yep.
And then there's either side of it, and we've got a window.
Feels like an elevator shaft.
Yeah, I'd have to agree here. This does feel like an elevator shaft going up.
And they love this weird like dented metal look.
Mm.
It really has this weird geometrics design, which I think is really unique.
Mm. Yeah, it is. It's very different. But it makes me wonder what it's going to look like when it's lit like something like this. And that's why they had that dented look, because it reflects more, reflects the light and stuff. So I think they're going for dark and dismal, but with these really kind of shiny lit panels and stuff. So I can see, if I put this in Photoshop and darkened it, I think you'd probably get an idea of what it's going to look like. And, same thing in this corridor here. It's the same thing again. You can even see the same styles and the lighting of this coming through. And look, if I actually look at this, you can see, oh man, look, see that door there?
Mm-hmm.
Same door. Oh, except it's upside down.
I actually disagree. I think
different door.
it's a different door because it seems like a different size too of door. Because if you look at this one, it's a tall, narrow door versus this one being much wider.
Maybe the Xi'an have anti-gravity tech like the Vandal, so maybe they don't have an up and down, so to speak. So yeah. Anyway, that leads us on to could be our last image here, which is just, I have no idea what this is, but you can tell it's linked though. See these blue things on the floor? Look, blue things here, same blue things here. So it's rather interesting. But yeah, you could speculate here all day about what this is and what is in the ships. But I think they've definitely got some really long ass corridors in this ship. So yeah, what are your thoughts
culture.
on? Yeah, what are your thoughts? What do you kind of think it is at the end of the day, Dyson? I'll let you go first.
I think the community with all the speculation is right that it's a cargo ship. The more you look at all the images, it definitely has the vibe of a cargo ship, but the interiors just make me feel like it's CIG's idea of luxury.
Probably Xian luxury. But yeah, I think it's from what I've looked at over those images, I think it's a Xian cargo ship that is specifically for a Squadron 42 set piece. I don't know what it would be used for. It could be just some junk in space, but the fact that there are cargo containers modeled there that are kind of like frozen makes it look like it was attacked, and you can speculate what that could be. Like I said earlier, it could be just there for them to go aboard and find something that's in the cargo containers. They've got to get something off the ship. It could be anything. It could be one of their kind of first contacts with a Xian type of thing. It could be rather interesting.
Xian could be helping them out against the Vandal.
And they rock up and try to warn them that they're coming or something like that. You really can't speculate on that. There's just too many things it could be. I think, though, it looks kind of cool. I do think that it looks better when it's lit. I'll definitely tell you that. My only really concern is how it's going to be with the player being so dark and dismal, because we've had some ships like that already, like the Reclaimer, where they've kind of made the area so dark that it's for mooding rather than kind of gameplay reasons, but
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I like it. I like where it's going, and I'm intrigued to see more. And considering we really don't have much of the Xi'an at the moment other than the Scout, and the other one is obviously the Santoki Eye, I'd like to see something with a bit more meat and potatoes, like internals would be nice for a change.
Yep.
So yeah. What about you?
Well, I think it'd be nice to actually see more into Z Online anyway, because it'd be nice to have a little bit of variety in some of these ships. And I would like to see a scaled down cargo ship, because just looking at the scale of this thing, I'm like, this is like maybe not enough to carry a hull E, but it's definitely up there with the high end hull ships in size.
I definitely agree. It's a pretty chunky ship. Especially if what I was thinking is true, like that kind of elevator thing's been snapped in half. That's kind of crazy if it's even longer. It's kind of scary. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. So what do you guys think? Do you think that we're kind of correct here? This is a Xi'an cargo ship. Do you think it could be something else? Could it be the rumoured Xi'an capital ship that I've heard a few things about, but I think that's probably come from this. But so get on Discord, have a talk with us, leave a comment, see what we're talking about, and feel free to share this video around, and we'll see if we can get the images up as well, because I reckon there's a few people who are going to want to talk about this, because we're in that little bit of a dry spell at the moment for news.
Yep.
All right. If you like this video, like this video. If you don't, don't like it, that's fine. He's been Dyson. I've been Execute. We'll catch you guys next time.
See you around.